Da-da-da-da, shh. We're supposed to do that quietly. We're incognito. We're hiding. No one can see us. So, this week's episode of the Mr. Christopher Show has a secret guest, and her name is Paula Peralta. Shh. Was that? Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to mention it.
My cover's blown. Oh no!
Do you like my sunglasses?
I actually love them.
They also double if you need to weld anything.
Mine too. Mine don't. Mine are just fabulous. Oh, now I have hat hair.
Well, but you still look fabulous. So, welcome to the Mr. Christopher Show. Love it. Yeah, backwards, like because you're like a homie, a home girl.
Yeah.
Home style, home fries, home on the range. And this week on the Mr. Christopher Show, category is
I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know it's not who I am, but it's something I know. Come on. I can't remember all the words.
I can never remember the words. And you know what? I did my undergraduate university degree. Went to university twice, kind of smart. The first degree I did was in music. Very fancy. The first degree was in music. And it was in singing.
Wait, are we doing this now?
Well, we can do whatever. You can like...
We're like the Blues Brothers, except...
not stoned. Yo, hey you guys. Want to tell you something, okay? No, but my first degree was in opera, singing. Could never remember the words. Never.
Kind of important in...
Well, yeah, but they were usually in like Italian, so I would just make it up. I would just throw in a little mozzarella, a little fettuccine, a little grana padano parmesano, just whatever you want to throw in there. You're singing about something, and all the songs were always about girls or God.
Yeah, okay, got it.
I was like, I'm not really that interested in either. I've got to be honest.
So it didn't really matter what you said.
Yeah, but I digress. We're here today on the Mr. Christopher Show, your new weekly show, brought to you live on Facebook. Adele out there says, hello, gorgeous peeps.
Hello.
Hey, you. Hi. And what's today's category? Today's topic, today's episode is side hustles
and sellouts. Are you a side hustle or are you a sellout? Depends on the day.
Hey, come here. You want to buy something? You want to buy a watch? I got a fine Rolex watch. Is it for you? You want it? Want it?
I'll take it. How much?
Good price. For you? Not much. Well, how much you got?
Good price.
How much you got?
I have $5.
Oh, no. Come on.
No.
Come on.
Your impression of that is exceptional.
Well, that's what we're here for this week. Talking about sales. Sales and marketing. Well, we're not just talking about that. That's one of the things that we're going to talk about. But come on, in today's world, how many different jobs, projects, and businesses have you got on the spin, on the go?
1 million. How much time do you have? How long is the Mr. Christopher Show?
Hey, there's no rules. Do you know why?
Because it's your show.
Because it's my show. It can be whatever it wants to be.
You do what you want.
Today we're wearing trench coats.
We are wearing trench coats, which is an important part. Sorry, I'm trying to tell our people that we're on. Yes. So here's the thing. So if you're gonna trench it, you gotta make it fabulous, darling. So as I was saying, where were we? So here's the thing. You asked the question, how many side hustles you got? Have you sold out to the man? Here's the thing. I was very much raised to believe that side hustles aren't a thing. You just have your one job, you work your 9 to 5 and you do it for 50 years and then you retire and then you sit at home for a few years and then you die.
And then they give you a gold-plated watch.
The horror. I love that that's the most horrifying part of it for you.
I'm like, what part of me wants a gold-plated watch? You
Probably.
Really think this is like, hello?
Well, when you can have the real deal.
Well, and that's the thing. So I want to talk a little bit about this. Let's talk, okay?
Let's talk.
So in my early life, way back in the day, can you make a refreshing drink sound? They say that sells things. That's a whole thing these days of the sound of paper rustling.
Really? The sound of...
Well, what's that thing called when you have
an orgasm?
That's called orgasm.
An eargasm?
Please sit down. We need to talk if you don't know what that's called. No, there's this thing about the sound of a can of soda opening and all those different sounds evoke something. And marketers and advertisers these days are using it to try and elicit emotional responses. In marketing and advertising, they do all this psychological stuff when they delve into consumer behavior to see what senses make you more receptive to buying something because they get you all in the touchy-feely place,
Yes. Like what things titillate your senses.
Yeah.
But isn't that interesting though? Because it's how many, so you're talking about side hustles. It's how often are we we have to you got to hustle. The hustle never stops in your side hustle, right? There's such that mentality. Whereas you're telling me if I can find the thing, just that one thing that's going to turn it on for someone, I don't actually have to work that hard, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so I was telling a story and I got diverted.
Sorry.
When I was a young man, I diverted myself. You don't need to be sorry. When I was a young pup and I was studying opera, back to that old story.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
The love of money and the pursuit of success and fame and money was
Starving artist was the valuable thing.
Starving artist was the valuable thing. And if you actually liked business, you were a sellout and you were less of an artist, and it was a terrible, bad, horrible thing. So then along into my life comes this woman called Simone Milasas.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing woman. And she does these classes called The Joy of Business. Mm-hmm. I went to the first one, I think, that she did and listened to her talk, and my body was vibrating. I was so excited to hear someone say, it's okay. You're allowed to like business. And at the time, if you were an access consciousness facilitator, of which both you and I are, we have that in common.
Indeed.
There's this facilitator manual, and it gives you some tips and hints and different things you can do for creating your business as an access consciousness facilitator. And one of the things it suggests is 1 hour a day and 1 day a week, do something that is a total nurturance of you, whatever gives you. And my version of that, what I took that was, I was like, business. What I want to do is business. At the time, my whole business, everything I was doing was all about the voice. I was doing voices for video games, and I was doing voices for cartoons and elevators, whatever. But I was I called Simone and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this 1 hour a day, 1 day a week, and I'm going to make it all about business. And she had this business at the time that I really thought would work where I was living. I said, can I do this? She was like, oh my God, you're my people. Somebody who a nurturance of them is actually doing business. Yes. And I did it. And my whole life went on this massive, huge, wonderful adventure.
You know, thank you for that story. And I actually, like, even with that story, I can acknowledge a little bit more where, like, I am never not hustling, to be honest. But what's interesting,
whenever I'm hustling, I'm like depressive.
Yes. You're like, I'll never work in this town again.
Oh, my life's
Totally.
so hard.
It's so true. It's so true. But that's what's really interesting is, like, so for example, like, I was up at 7 a.m. I was just telling one of my clients this. Like, where's my glasses? So I was up at 7 a.m. and I had a meeting with, like, a team in the UK. And then I facilitated a class for 4 hours, the foundation. As you mentioned, we're both facilitators. Then I went on to more meetings. And then I had 2 salon clients starting at 4 o'clock and until 6 something. And then I came home, and now it's 7:45 and I'm on this live with you. And it's like, all of that is contributing to all of my businesses, directly and indirectly. And also, here's what's interesting. I feel great. I'm not tired. I've done a lot. I've been super accomplished. But you know how people are like, oh, I'm so exhausted. I worked a whole 6 hours today. Listen, sometimes that is exhausting, real talk. But it's, like, so interesting that, like, when you actually enjoy the things, it is a nurturance. And it's not like that, like, hustle mentality that actually is totally, people are, like, so anti-hustle culture right now. And it's a thing, but it's because when you're hustling and it's fun for you and it's generative and it's nurturing, it actually doesn't feel like a hustle.
Exactly. It isn't. And I think that old idea as well of, like, one job your whole life, I think that's like 2 generations ago. For us and the people who are, like, in their 20s now, it's not the way the world is working anymore.
Yep. We're just so I know you forgot, but we're both in our 20s.
Oh yeah.
We haven't hit the big 3-0 just yet.
Oh yeah. Look at my skin.
Look at my skin. It's like a baby's bottom.
I do look very pale on these lives, I have to say. I'm not actually a vampire. I just want everyone out there to know.
I just play one on Facebook.
I just play one on TV. Yeah. I want to suck your something.
So when did you know that you were a hustler?
I knew that I was a hustler when I started to allow myself to have the joy of creating business and creating. Like, here's the thing. I love the part about business that I really love and really excel at is selling things. Like, I have the capacity to look at something and go, oh, Paula, and take it to them and go, hey, I think you should have a look at this. And
Yep.
some people, that is really abrasive or intrusive, and that's, like, not the thing to be. You know, that's what's been made very wrong about sales. And they try to qualify sales by adding and marketing on the end. No one's in sales. If they say they're in sales, that means you're dirty and sleazy and you try to make people buy used cars. Or so they have other names for it. One of them is sales and marketing. If you attach marketing, then it means, like, you have a beautiful office in Manhattan and you're a madman, basically. And then the other word, that the name that they give sales, is business development. All that means is they go out and they hustle. They create business. They get sales going, and they get new markets and new areas interested in the business by doing what? Selling it.
Yep, selling it. So, okay, I don't know if you know this, or, like, even if you have a sense of it, but it's like, where did that idea of, like, a hustle is bad come come about? Like, how did it come to be?
Probably the 19th century. The 19th century, and I'm talking about the 1860s, 1870s, and onwards. We got these very like staunch moral Christian ideals that we all had to adhere to, and that's when hustler as a name also became synonymous with prostitution.
Oh, because I always thought a hustler thing was like thievery, like a snake oil salesman.
It can be that, like, and that's the thing. If people are hustling you, it means they're trying to pull one over on you in some context. Mm-hmm. But to me, I'd like to give everyone a totally different idea, and I think you're probably more on the same page with me here. Mm-hmm. It's so easy when you've got a business. Like in Brisbane, we have a couple antique shops, and you can really easily sit there and polish silver and wait for people to come in and buy something. To me, that's not selling. That's just like being a warm body in the shop, waiting for someone to come and create your life. And I say to every staff who works for us, if that's what you want, this is not the job for you. I require you to go and be a part of creating the business. Saws. To me, the hustle is going into the business every day and becoming this like mini tornado of energy that comes through, not in a destructive way, but stirs all the dust up and goes, okay, instead of letting things get stagnant and stale, let's move, let's get alive, let's have some enthusiasm, let's go for it.
I love that. Yeah. Mm. And it's like, I think that's what's interesting too, is like, when you talk about, okay, so, we're talking about Hustler's Guide to Sales and Marketing, but it's like, how often are we so unwilling to like do that in our own lives? And in our own, like, because even you talk about Simone Milasas and like Joy of Business, like your life is your business and your business is your life. So it's like, how often do we just let things settle and get stagnant? And then we wonder why the magic and the miracles aren't showing up.
Yes. Do you know what? The other thing I had someone say to me about that the other day, sort of in the same idea. Was what he did. I was talking to Mark Kerr, who, for those of you who don't know him, he's a great guy, and he manages the Antiques and Possibilities store on the Peregian Beach in the Sunshine Coast of Australia. Check it out. And he was saying, what you have going on today in your business and in your life, including the revenue that you've got coming in, is a result of the choices that you made and the things you put in place 6 months ago. Mm. So if things aren't happening today, what were you choosing 6 months ago to make that the case? Like 6 months ago, was everything rosy and you were like laying on your, resting on your laurels and like going, yep, we're all good, everything's fine, people are shopping, there's revenue coming in, whoop, 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 and then you stop creating.
That's so interesting. I love that. And like that gives such a different it gives such a different spin on like create with the future in mind. So it's like, what can I choose today that will create the future that I desire to have? This is so good.
Yeah.
I love that. Because it's like, yeah, everything, like if your business isn't creating, or if the thing that you're trying to get out into the world isn't getting out into the world, it's like there's a choice. It's not necessarily about what you're choosing today. It's about what you were choosing.
Totally. And that's the thing. If the result you're experiencing today is not what you're interested in, what people often do is go, okay, well, what can I change right now? What choice can I make? And what question I ask right now so that right now is different? Well, actually, the universe, when you ask for things or you ask a question or make a choice, quite often it is not absolutely instant that the universe can deliver. It takes it a minute sometimes.
That's so true. I love that. Yeah, keep going. Sorry, it takes a minute sometimes. So, full stop.
Well, sort of,
There'll be more. There will be more. So I says to myself, self?
No autographs, please. No,
No.
no photographs. No autographs. I'm sorry. I just want to walk my dog and go and buy a carton of milk. Leave me, please. Leave me. So,
Don't get us in the same city. The world is not ready
oh, girl.
for us to be in the same city.
So, when do you reckon for a lot of people, sales became icky?
I think people naturally have this, like, I think automatically people are like, oh, I'm not a salesman. Like, so I think the icky thing is like you talk about car salesman or snake oil salesman or prostitution in the what did you say, the 18th century, 19th century.
Okay.
So I think there's that, like there's the connotation or the definition that people have of like hustling and sales. And I think also people automatically think like, oh, no one's going to want to buy it. And so like we were actually just talking about this. So I'm a hairdresser by trade. And we were talking about this device that basically analyzes the hair and the scalp. And so what it does is it analyzes the hair and the scalp, and then based on some questions that the client answers, it will give you recommendations of products. And for me, one of the things that I was kind of in this focus group, and the thing that I said is I was like, the thing that's great about this is it actually takes the emotion out of selling, because they have this like app that tells you like, well, here's the products based on the questions you answered, right? So it's no longer personal. It's just like, listen, I don't know, we did the scan, here's the list, like this is what we'd recommend for you.
But it's also very personal because
totally.
you know work for you.
Yes. And totally. And that's the thing. So go.
Well, that's how I've created every success in my business out of sales, is not looking at the result I want for my business and the revenue I want, but going, what would actually look amazing on Paula? What would Paula love? What would be in addition to her life? Yeah, like those beautiful gold door knocker earrings. Yep.
They're from the Antique Guild. I think these might be from Antiques and Possibilities, but still, either way.
No, they were from the Antique Guild. But like I had a woman walk into the store the other day, and I saw her, and I got an immediate like image of a bracelet. And without her saying anything, I grabbed it out of the cabinet and put it on her wrist, and she looked at it and went, "Oh, you're good." And she bought it. She left with it.
That's amazing. I still remember the first pair of earrings that I bought from the Antique Guild. I had no business, in my point of view, purchasing them. And what happened is I put them in, and you just like watched me, and I was like, I don't know, antiques aren't really my thing. They're not like my style. And then I put them on, and I was like, I feel like a princess. And I will never forget these words. You said, yeah, a princess with personality. And I was like, I need them. Yeah. I am a princess with personality. I've never felt more seen in my entire life.
Oh, girl. Well, how many versions of like, sorry, this show's going on the road because I'm running out of battery.
We love it.
Whee! How many of those like archetypical Disney princesses are effing boring?
Boring.
No personality, no life, no vibe, nothing.
Okay, and I'm sorry, but like, I'm going to just go ahead and say it that more often than not, my experience with antiques and jewelry up to that point had been limited to a very specific demographic.
Old shit.
I was not in said demographic. It was for a certain type of person.
Gotcha. And what type of person was that?
Just not me.
Uh-huh. Okay. So how many people out there in their business have decided that sales is not them? That's why they need to change the name to business development. Marketing. It's like they love sharing a graphic or making a video or promoting something. But when it comes to the interaction where the money has changed hands, that's where they get freaked out and it gets creepy.
It's true.
That's what I would love to change with people. Like the conversation that I had this morning about this with Mr. Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, kind of a cool guy. You should check him out. And I was saying to him, I know almost nobody who took an Access Consciousness class and left going, that was sort of overpriced. That was too expensive.
For what it was.
For what I got, it was like a lot of money, really. There was no gift bag.
No swag.
Yeah. And yet, so that's like everyone's experience, right? We loved it, would do again, would pay double. And yet when we go to promote it or sell it, we freak out about the money side of it.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I would like to change. And the thing is, what I kind of am getting more and more is you have to get over your judgments of being a sellout and being a hustler and come to allowance of that. And once you do, then you can sell without a point of view. That sort of rhymed. If anyone wants to like
meme
a poem
or a t-shirt,
stitch it on a cushion.
We ain't gonna judge. Okay, here's the thing though, and you actually changed something really dynamically for me, like in the past week or so. And I don't know if I might not do it justice, but maybe you'll remember. You said something about sales is really about presenting possibilities.
Yep.
Is that it? I think it was better than that, but
well, it's not about taking somebody's money. It like sales for most people is icky because they've decided other people's money is more valuable than what they have to offer.
Yep.
My point of view is you've got to get that what you have to what you have to offer is valuable.
Yeah.
And not make, and not be validated by anyone else's choice to purchase from you.
Well, it's interesting because I remember this analogy, and I don't know where I heard it. I don't know, it was probably like church camp or something. And they were trying to talk to us about slinging Jesus. But what I will say is that, so they were basically talking about like, if I have this delicious, almost fully drunk glass of water, right? So it's so like, it's so refreshing. It's so just delicious. I'm so hydrated, right? So if you have this like delicious thing that is just lighting up your entire world, but it's like if I'm refusing to even offer you this like delicious glass of water because I'm afraid that there's even a 1% chance that you might say no. It's like, what? Like, what does that even mean? Of course I'm going to offer you the most delicious like drink of water that I've ever had. Like, this water is so delicious, you need to try it, right? Like, that's such a different energy. So it's like, yeah, how much do people, exactly what you're saying, that like people make money the valuable product, or they make the thing, and it's like, well, what about the possibility? And people have choice, and it doesn't mean anything if they say yes or no.
It means less than nothing.
Okay.
But people make it about them.
Mm-hmm. They make it emotional and personal.
Yeah, and they've failed. I'm a failure.
Yeah. I had a really interesting conversation. Totally. Oh, that's so true. I had a really cool conversation with one of my friends she's like a content creator, and she has like blown up on like TikTok and Instagram over the last year. I watched her actually like create her content, and kept getting better and kept getting better. And today we actually talked about how much she's failed in the midst of this, like what from the outside looking in looks like a year of insane success. Like, she's now getting crazy brand endorsements and being asked to create content for like big companies to then use as like advertising and promotion. And that's what people see from the outside, is they see the success, they see the money that's coming in, they see the beautiful content, they see the clothes and the backdrops and all that stuff. But what they don't see is like all the failed photo shoots, all the like color schemes that didn't work, all of the stuff that didn't garner the attention that maybe even would have matched the amount of effort that she put into creating the content. And we had a long conversation about like how much that failure, that willingness to fail, actually perpetuates the success that is created.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
There's right now in Brisbane, there's a like a design festival on, and different people who are in the world of art and design are coming and giving talks, and they've been doing this regular series where that's what they've been talking about. They've been talking about through like these are big names in the design world, and they're talking about collections that they did and things that were just up on.
totally.
And what came out of it, what awareness was created from making a choice and realizing, oh, that didn't actually work.
Yep. Yeah.
Oops, daisy.
100%. And that's, yes, that is the cool thing about what's actually available, is that once you take the emotion out of it, once you take the fear of like failure or rejection or whatever that is, it's like you're just left with a possibility and a choice.
But do you know what people are really afraid of?
Polyester?
Yes. And that they can never look like this. Basically, that's what it boils down to. And spiders.
And sometimes snakes.
Yeah, sometimes.
So if you're afraid of spiders, come spend some time with Christopher Hughes at the Hustler's Guide to Sales and Marketing.
What about polyester spiders?
Terrifying.
No. I'm making a banner.
Are you?
And I can show it. Oh, look, there's the banner. MrChristopherHughes.com/hustler.
I'm a hustler, baby.
Not the magazine,
Mm-mm.
the class.
Maybe that could be a gift with purchase.
The class, the t-shirt, the perfume.
Oh.
Women or dogs without legs.
Oh, the eau de parfum.
Toilet water.
Toilet.
Toilet.
Toilet water.
When you were a kid and you saw that and realized it said toilet water, were you like, people are putting water from the toilet on themselves?
No, I think I never realized that it was, I just always said toilette.
Oh, I saw eau de toilette and I was like, wait a minute. I know some French. Eau de water, the toilet. Water of the toilet.
This says water of the toilet.
And they're putting it on themselves and paying for it. They crazy.
See? Hustle. They got hustled.
They got hustled. But
and they're happy about it.
They are happy about it. Perfume, for all those like fancy ass fashion brands, perfume is the biggest part of their revenue. People are so entranced by buying into a brand. Like, let's take Chanel. How many women out there really can afford $4,000 to $5,000 for a Chanel purse? Not that many. I mean, yes, they sell plenty of them. It's a thing, but a whole lot more people out there can pay $80 for a bottle of perfume, and they do. That company survives and grows and thrives off of $80 bottles of perfume because people want to buy a piece of the brand.
Yes, and that's true for me. I love Gucci. Like, that's one of my favorite. I just love. I love their aesthetic, and like most of my life, I could not afford anything Gucci. Are you kidding me? My first like purchase was a Gucci perfume, and I loved it. And then I gave it away because I was like, because then I got a pair of Gucci loafers off consignment. I got them in a designer consignment. I still wear them. I love them so much. And then eventually I did purchase my first Gucci bag. But it's true. I started with the perfume.
Yeah, because you were like, I can have a piece of this. I can spray that brand all over my body.
Smells like money.
Ah, yes.
Smells like toilet water, fancy toilet water.
Toilet, eau de toilette.
Yeah, it's true though. But it's like, yeah, it's a gateway. It's fine. Perfume's a gateway drug is what we're learning here.
Yeah, and I'm not bringing this up because it's wrong. I think it's interesting to have the information and start to see these things and know how and why people function the way they do. Like,
Yep.
I did my master's degree in sales and marketing and wrote my thesis on psychology and consumer behavior. Fascinating.
It is really fascinating. You know what's interesting too? I was watching this documentary about it was like one of the creators of Pinterest or something, and he was talking about how they would spend hours talking about how to keep their users like in the app. And so they would spend like millions and millions of dollars like figuring out exactly that thing, the psychology of it. So he knew the psychology and he would still go home and fall into the rabbit hole of being on this app. So he created the same like thing that would keep users engaging with the interface. And even though he knew the ins and outs of all of it, he still found himself spending hours on the very same app.
Oh, hello. I have had to like, I will come home and do the same thing. I'll turn on Instagram and I'll do this.
Scroll
until my thumb hurts. But they have created something by figuring out what makes the old brain tick.
Yep.
To get you to do that. And what's the one thing that will give you power back? Consciousness. Yeah. Awareness. If you're aware that you're being manipulated, you then choose to engage with it or not.
Yep. True. Yeah, and I think that actually you bring up a really good point, because it's like, what can the Hustler's Guide to Sales and Marketing actually teach us about the way that we're sold to and marketed to? And where can we have greater choice?
Totally.
I love that.
Knowing like how, like if you've ever been in a relationship, you know what it's like to be ladies and gentlemen, if you're in a relationship, yes, work it, yeah, love it. Mm-hmm. You know what it's like to be manipulated. You've just done it now. Oh, yeah. Charm. And you know when you're enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many of us actually really enjoy being manipulated?
It's super fun.
Delicious. So why are we pretending it's wrong again?
Oh, I see what you did there. You hustled me. Stop it.
You want to buy a watch? You want to buy a watch?
I do. I'll buy whatever you're selling.
When I bought this coat,
is that cashmere?
It is, and it feels like a dream. And I walked in the store in Rome. Speaking of, I used to go to Rome 2-3 times a year. I'm not saying that because I want to sound important or like whatever, but I would buy a lot of stuff while I was there. It'd be fun to go shopping and buy clothes. And so many shop assistants that I used to buy things from in Rome are now WhatsApping me nonstop going, do you want to see pictures of what I've got? Do you want to see what I've got? Because I know you can't come here, but I'll send it to you. Like,
amazing.
They're hustling to check. So that's an interesting side of hustle. They're hustling to create the business to handle, like to get around the obstacle of this Corona thing and nobody traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not making it wrong, and I'm not making them wrong to do it. I'm actually super grateful that they're sending me options and going, hey, do you want this? We can make this happen for you. We'll ship it to you for free, X, Y, and Z.
Don't you feel so special?
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. From the high street in Rome, I've got like 6 people private shopping for me and sending me things I think I'd like. Yes, please.
I feel the same way when you send me a video.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, is that for me?
You thought of me?
Oh, okay.
But when I bought this coat, I tried it on and I was like, oh, I've always wanted a camel a camel-colored cashmere coat. And he said, no, 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 please, please, sir. This color is not camel. This is the color of honey. And
You were like, I'll take two.
I was like, yes, it is honey. I'll have it on toast.
Slather this honey coat all over my body.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. I'm in.
I'm in too.
So do we know when it's happening?
Yeah. I've shared with everyone the link in the chat.
So it's
but I'm just going to go ahead.
Sorry. No, you go.
June 1st and 2nd Australian time, which if you're in America, that's actually the day before kind of a thing. So that's like the 31st and the 1st of June for America.
For America. Yeah.
But if you look at the link I sent, you'll find out everything about registering if you're interested in knowing more and having more ease with sales and marketing in your business.
Your business.
Because if you ain't selling, it ain't a business, it's a hobby, honey.
I'm ready to make all my hobbies
lucrative.
Yes. Nurturing, generative, and lucrative. Let's do it.
Thanks for joining us, Ms. Paula Peralta. So for any of you out there who've enjoyed this show, give us a shout out and let us know. I'm gonna be doing this every week, same bad time, same bad channel. So thanks everybody.
Kind of hard to model a trench coat,
especially from just like the bust up. Burr.
Burr. Ooh.
Oh my God, you bring out a side of me that is funny. Preeti says we're adorable. Thanks, Preeti.
Thanks, Preeti. You are Preeti Panikar. I love a little alliteration.
I think you're Preeti. Preeti.
I think you're Preeti. So good. Bye.
Bye.